Good afternoon from Scarborough, on board the 1448 Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly, calling at Seymour, Malton, York, Leeds, Dewsbury, Huddersfield, Slaithwaite, Marsden, Greenfield, Mossley, Stalybridge and Manchester Piccadilly. I think we are now ready to depart Scarborough.
Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. This service will be calling at Seymour, Malton, York, Leeds, Dewsbury, Huddersfield, Slaithwaite, Marsden, Greenfield, Mossley, Stalybridge and Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop will be Seymour.
Still prefer the Chiltern sets as they have still prefer Julie Berry on the Chiltern sets. I'm wishing to upgrade to first class because I was meant to travel on an earlier service but it got cancelled.
Fair enough. Yeah, that sounds about right for us.
Going to Manchester, all the way to Manchester.
Let me just go get my stuff and I will sort that out for you or something.
Okay.
We'll shortly be arriving at Seamer.
Same voice as
If you're
Luma.
leaving the train, take a moment to check you have everything with you.
Greasy.
So it's £20.
Please mind the step down from the train onto the platform.
Is it?
Website says it is. Look, it says here on the website.
That is on Saturdays and Sundays.
What is it on weekdays?
It's the difference in between whatever the ticket is versus whatever the first class is. So I can bring it up for you.
If I'm unable to upgrade, I'll get out. I'll just move to standard.
Yeah, absolutely, no worries. It would help if I'll come back to you in a minute. I'm just going to do Seamer and then
Okay.
back just after that because this will take a moment to sort out.
Okay, I'm.
Yeah, no worries, 1 minute.
Okay. Northern service.
This is Seamer. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop for this service will be Malton. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. This service will be calling at Malton, York, Leeds, Dewsbury, Huddersfield, Slaithwaite, Marsden, Greenfield, Mossley, Stalybridge, and Manchester Piccadilly.
If there's no
The next
catering
stop will
today,
be
then
Malton.
is there catering on this service or?
No, well, at least not until we get to York. We pick one up there.
Okay.
It's funny, this is like the forbidden land for them. They're not allowed this far out for whatever reason.
Okay.
Which is funny because you consider that they probably would make a decent amount of money down the Scarborough line, but
Okay.
no, they are forbidden.
Because I don't have that much. It's about. I only have about 30. If it's more than 30, I'll just move to standard.
28.10.
Okay. Sounds good.
Mostly to Manchester, wasn't it?
Yes, to Manchester.
My brain's turned too much today, I swear. There we go. I think that should get it. Yeah, we got
If it hasn't gone through, I'll just move.
No, it's grounded, it's happy.
Because I do have the original ticket on my phone.
Yeah, so that's just your extra little bit for it.
Thanks.
But, no, you're welcome. Yeah, it's pretty busy today too, so...
Which is exactly why I moved here. because I was on the 0935 from Manchester to Scarborough, which was a 185, and it was full from Leeds.
Yep. I can imagine that.
And
yeah.
the trolley did go through, but they didn't come back after Leeds because
They probably either got stuck or, depending which end they were at, they'll have been like...
they probably would have been in Coach C, which is first class.
Yeah, so they'll have stayed there because they get off at York, so yeah, that'll be
Yes.
why. But no, all good.
Okay.
Thanks, mate.
The last thing I wanted was to move to Standard when it was busy. Actually, it's the difference between the standard ticket and the first class ticket. With Seat Frog, it's at least £5, but sadly, Seat Frog broke for some reason. Just a buy now option for the same price. Don't need to worry about upgrading anymore. Gone through it. And it's a bog roll ticket. On the Scarborough route, catering is only available between York and Manchester for some reason. According to the conductor. If this was Transport for Wales, then upgrading to first class would be £25. Only the following train operating companies do seat from: Avanti West Coast, Cross Country, Caledonian Sleeper, East Midlands, only on the Intercity, St Pancras to Nottingham and Sheffield, Great Western, Paddington services, Paddington Intercity, Grand Central, also known as Grand Cancel, LNER, and Transpennine Express. I call them Grand Cancel now because many of their services have been cancelled due to how unreliable the fleet of Class 180s really is. I do love the window blinds in first class. Same with the Class 800 family. Great Western Railway IET, Hull Trains Paragon, LNER Azuma, Transpennine Express Nova 1 and Lumos 803s. Could also be the same for Avanti's 805s and 807s and East Midlands Railways Aurora fleets when they enter service within the next couple of years. It's also busy due to it being a Friday and the summer holidays. Exact same dot matrix indicators as the dot matrix displays as the 397s or Nova 2s. For some reason you can't actually hear the locomotive itself. Just only if there's members of staff moving between this area and the staff only area. actually too bad for a Transpennine Express service, especially in first class. Can't imagine what Standard is like at the moment. Must be full to capacity. Seats are actually more comfortable than in standard class.
We'll shortly be arriving at Malton. If you're leaving the train, take a moment to check you have everything with you. Please mind the step down from the train onto the platform.
Unlike the Chiltern Class 68 plus Mark III sets, there are no chimes for the announcements. No chimes for either automated or manual announcements. The Chiltern Mark IIIs have two different chimes, one from Dewsbury and another one for manual from the guard. Also on the Chiltern sets, the Class 68 is right next to Standard Class. Over there is Destroyer, just resting at Malton. No idea if it's going anywhere, because apparently it's rare for a Nova 3 set to run.
This is Malton. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop for this service will be York. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. This service will be calling at York, Leeds, Dewsbury, Huddersfield, Slaithwaite, Marsden, Greenfield, Mossley, Stalybridge and Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop will be York.
As soon as I get to Manchester Piccadilly, it'll be straight on the northern service to Hadfield, because only Class 323s operate to Hadfield, between Hadfield and Manchester Piccadilly via Glossop. Services from Manchester Piccadilly to Crewe and Stoke-on-Trent use 323s and 331s. Same with Liverpool Lime Street to Manchester Airport. Blackpool North to Manchester Airport is 331s only. Liverpool to Wigan and Blackpool is 319s only. I've already done 319s. 331s when they had the old voice, and the triple threes. Just need to do a 323. Even if it's not anywhere near Birmingham or the West Midlands. I do love the air conditioning in these carriages. Some services are even busier if lots of Transpennine Express services are getting cancelled. Sometimes it means you could use your ticket on the next Transpennine Express service or different service operated by Northern, Avanti, LNER, or anywhere else. Just provided that ticket acceptance is in place. Same voice on Transpennine. Transpennine Express is also used on Hull trains and Lumo, but on Lumo the automated announcements are rarely used. Most of the time they are manual from members of staff on board. Some stations may have short platforms, which means that only the doors in the front three carriages, coaches A, B and C, will open. ScotRail also offer upgrades to first class, but only on their 385s, 170s and Inter7 City HST sets. It's about £5 on the 385s or £15 on the 170s and HSTs. just to do the Transpennine North route again, where should I go to? Hull or Saltburn? Or maybe do the south route to Cleethorpes? Maybe Liverpool to Newcastle, that uses Nova 1 sets, while services to Saltburn, Hull and Cleethorpes only use Class 185s. Newcastle to Edinburgh also uses Nova 1 sets. All seats are available in first class apart from 2 which are taken for the entire journey or part of the journey. won't be long till we arrive into York. Nearly falling asleep. Manchester Piccadilly to Huddersfield pulls at Stalybridge, Mossley, Greenfield, Marsden, Slaithwaite and
We'll shortly be arriving at York.
Huddersfield.
If you're leaving the train, take a moment to check you have everything with you. Please mind the step down from the train onto the platform.
I don't think it does connections. If I was going to London, then it would announce connections such as Euston. It would say change here for the London Underground, Northern and Victoria lines, and London Overground services, or King's Cross for London Underground, Circle, Hammersmith and City, Metropolitan, Northern Piccadilly and Victoria lines, and also Eurostar services to mainland Europe from St Pancras International. This is amazing. And over there is a cross-country vomiter. You have 221140 is at the rear. So it's 220 029 and 221140 with 1 Victor 64 from Edinburgh to Plymouth via Gloucester. Over there is 68025 Superb. As we arrive into York, we start hearing an announcement. and is about everywhere in England, just not in Wales and Borders or Scotland, as in not at stations managed by Transport for Wales, even in England. There's 801-205 awaiting the 1602 LNER Azuma to London.
Ladies and gents, have now arrived at York Station. If you're leaving us, ensure you've collected all your personal belongings together. Take care stepping down onto the platform. If you're making a connection, there's the main bank of information screens here on platform 5, and also across on platform 3, you will find an information desk. Thank you.
This is York. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop will be Leeds, where the train terminates customers. I imagine it's going to get busy from here. If not here, York, then maybe the next stop, Leeds, where the train terminates customers. Exactly how I imagined it after York. So I probably won't go anywhere near the doors at this rate. Apparently Slaithwaite, Marsden, Greenfield and Mossley have short platforms, can only accommodate 3 carriages on the Nova 1 or Nova 3 set, or 185s with 4 carriages. That's right, no one sit opposite or next to me for this journey.
Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. This service will be calling at Leeds, Dewsbury, Huddersfield, Slaithwaite, Marsden, Greenfield, Mossley, Stalybridge and Manchester Piccadilly.
Good afternoon once again everybody, welcome aboard. This is indeed the 1540 Transpennine Express service for Manchester Piccadilly. Our next corner points on this service in just over 20 minutes time will be Leeds. We then forward to Dewsbury and Huddersfield as previously announced, and then we have a number of short platform stations. If you are travelling to Slaithwaite or Marsden, you need to be in the front 3 coaches. Coaches A for Alpha, B for Bravo and C for Charlie to leave the train at Slaithwaite and Marsden. If you are travelling to Greenfield or Mossley, you need to be in any of the standard class carriages. That's the front 4 coaches, coaches A, B, C or D, to leave us at Greenfield or Mossley. We then call at Stalybridge and finally Manchester Piccadilly, due to Manchester it's around 5:10. Once again folks, this is a 5 carriage train. You'll find standard class coach A Leeds service, followed by standard class coaches B for Bravo and C for Charlie. The unreserved carriage is standard class coach D for Delta and first class coach E is at the very rear of the train for the use of first class ticket pass holders only, please. The cream leather seats on board, that is your first class accommodation today. My name's Jake, I'm your conductor for the remainder of our journey. If you do require any assistance, currently found towards the rear of the train, you'll also find me on the platform at each of our station stops, folks. And I'll do my best to walk through the train where I can. It is a very busy service, folks, so please do keep all personal belongings off of seats. Soft and smaller bags, as well as cabin bags, can fit in the overhead luggage racks, and there is larger luggage racks near to exterior train doors for those larger items of luggage. If you have been delayed off of other services today, my sincere apologies. Unfortunately, there is a number of operational challenges we are facing in delivering our timetable at the moment. If you do arrive at your destination 15 minutes or more behind schedule, then please visit tpexpress.co.uk. More details on our delay repay scheme, or you can pick up a form at one of our staffed ticket offices. Once more, folks, the next station in around 20 minutes from now will be Leeds.
Short platforms, exactly why on 6 car 185s the guard has to be in the middle.
Hey, folks, just a further announcement.
You were saying?
Once again, folks, just a reminder on our seat reservation system, if you are looking for available seating, that is any of the seats with a green LED fairy light above them. There are still some seats for our standard class accommodation, folks. And if there is a bag on the seat next to you, please do remove it now, as it may be liable to be charged for an accompanied articles excess, as it is occupying a seat that should be being used by one of your fellow passengers who is currently standing. So please remove all bags from seats now, folks, so we can get everybody as comfortable as possible for our journey. If there's an amber light above your seat, it means it's reserved a little later on in today's journey, and a red light means that a reservation holder should be making use of that seat now, folks. I know there is limited capacity on board, but if we do our best to keep the wheelchair user spaces in coach E clear of luggage, this would be a great help. These are required to be vacated of luggage by law. We do our best just to make sure that we do keep aisles, gangways and doorways clear as well. We'll do my best to walk through the train very shortly, but again, folks, please keep personal belongings off seats to benefit your fellow passengers, so we can have all seats available for bums to be placed upon them. Thank you.
Coffee, mineral water, Coca-Cola, lemonade, Coke Zero.
Lemonade, please.
Yep.
That's it, thanks.
No, you're welcome.
Wonderful featuring on Transpennine Express. All food in first class is free, whereas standard passengers will have to pay.
Nasılsın? Ha. Bunları trenle mi ha, tamam biraz. Onlara bilet falan kestin mi? Eyvallah, ben de yoldayım. Birazdan yanında olurum inşallah. Eyvallah, sağ ol. Aynen. Sağ ol. Aynen, sağ ol. Görüşürüz.
Snacks offered were lotus biscoff, sour cream and chive pretzels, some salted peanuts, crisps, a can of lemonade, and some chocolate cake. So I picked pretty much one of everything, so that anyone else travelling in first class can have. So that there's still food for those. Or anyone else who wishes to upgrade to first class. Platform area at Manchester Piccadilly is definitely a compulsory ticket area. Because the ticket office doesn't sell platform tickets anymore. Maybe it did. If it did, then it doesn't anymore, really.
Sorry.
Not as catering isn't as good as LNER, Avanti or Transport for Wales, but still decent for a 2-hour journey. Great Western Railway trolleys. Avanti, Caledonian Sleeper, LNER and Transport for Wales have proper food options for both standard and first passengers. On Transport for Wales, the only good food options are on the Mark IV services. interested in riding a Transport for Wales Mark IV, see 225 Group website for more information. Imagine if the Transport for Wales Mark IV sets actually operated beyond Swansea to Carmarthen and Milford Haven or Pembroke Dock. Clynderwen, Clarbeston Road, Johnston, Narberth, Kilgetty, Saundersfoot, Penally and Lampfee stops are only made by request. Please ensure the conductor knows where you wish to alight. There are certain stations on Great Western Railway, Northern, ScotRail and Transport for Wales that are only served by request. If you wish to alight at any of these stations, please inform the conductor in good time. If you wish to board at these stations, please give a clear hand signal to the driver as the train's approaching. On long-distance Transport for Wales services operated by 150s, 153s, 158s, 175s or 197s, there's trolley services. So from Birmingham International to Holyhead or Aberystwyth. Sadly, it's only the Aberystwyth portion on the Cambrian line that gets a trolley service, not the Port Haley portion. So if you're in the Port Haley portion, You'll only have catering between Birmingham and Micklefield, where the train separates. Level Hill Depot. Lots of Mark IV sets that are resting. And one of Cross Country's soon to be withdrawn HST sets. And 155344.
We'll shortly be arriving at Leeds.
Where the train terminates customers.
Once again, folks, Leeds will be the next station stop on
If
this
you are
service.
leaving the
We are
train,
due to arrive on
take a
platform
moment to check you have
16
everything
today.
with you.
Number 16 means the doors will be opening on the left-hand side in the direction of our travel. If you're leaving us here, please make sure you're taking all of your personal belongings with you. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform's edge. If you have a large item luggage, pushchair or bicycle, please make use of the lift provided, located towards the front of the train, just behind the escalators. Change here for connecting services, platform number 12 for stations down towards Sheffield, Chesterfield, Derby, Birmingham, New Street and Bristol. Bristol service for Plymouth as well, folks, platform number 12 for the Plymouth service. Stations to London King's Cross. Next LNER resume service at 16:15 is from platform number 9C for Wakefield Westgate. Doncaster, Greenfield, Stalybridge and London King's Cross. Platform 9C for London King's Cross today. All stations to Doncaster for anybody going to Outwards and Ladbury, Fitzwilliam, South Elmsall. And for local stations towards Batley. Platform 11C for all stations to Doncaster today. Skipton via Shipley, Salter, Bingley, Crossflats, Heathley, to get yourselves to Cottingley, and for Skipton. If you're heading to Skipton, you'll be requiring platform 5B today, folks. For stations to Halifax via Bradford Interchange, it's platform 12A at 16:27. And finally for Burley Park, Headingley, Horsforth, Wheaton, Hornby Park, and for Harrogate. Stations to Harrogate for platform 0A at 16:29. If you are leaving us here, do have a very good evening, folks, and a good weekend. Again, my sincere apologies for the very busy nature of our service. Just don't have enough train crew or trains to deliver the services at the moment. Can only hope that gets better in the future. There are a number of challenges to overcome before we can get there to a point where we have 100% timetable that we had before COVID. You are arriving here 15 minutes behind schedule. Do keep on your tickets and visit tpexpress.co.uk for more details on how to claim delay remaining.
Good thing we're on time.
Leeds will be the next station stop.
Where the train terminates customers. The Nova 3 is exactly why I chose to go to Scarborough today. And over there's a 195 in platform 7 about to depart for York. The only reason why I travelled between London and Leeds in the past was because of the Mark IV sets operated by LNER. Can't wait to give the Transport for Wales one a try at some point in the near future.
This is Leeds. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop for this service will be Dewsbury.
Polisine ilk saatlerken cevap verdi. Gorton mi ya wala. Je kon ta sto tarafına bakarken şey koydular yine de masaj. Polis olsun. Ne gösterdi ne şimdi bu. Ama o öyle boşta gibi ya.
Good afternoon, everybody. Once again, welcome aboard. This is the 1606 Transpennine Express service, right the way through to Manchester Piccadilly. Next calling point in around 10 minutes' time will be Dewsbury. We then go forward to call at Huddersfield, Slaithwaite, Marsden, Greenfield, Mossley, Stalybridge, and finally Manchester Piccadilly at around 5:10. Apologies for the very busy nature of the service today, folks. We have a number of services cancelled around this one, so we have far more passengers than we would normally have on board. I can only continue to apologise for this, folks. It's also not going to be possible for me to get through the train at this moment in time. Before I start crowd surfing down trains, I need to go on a diet, so if you do require my immediate assistance, my name is Jacob, I'm your conductor, currently situated at the very rear of this 5-carriage train. We'll also be on the platform at each of our station stops. As we approach each station, I'll be sure to let you know what side the doors will be opening, so for those of you standing in the vestibule areas, we'll make sure that we can do a bit of people Tetris to make sure you are safely away from the doors before each of our stations. We'll work together, folks, keeping all the personal belongings off the seats when we can. This would be a great help. And if you do see someone around you who may need your seat a little more than you, we do have priority seats. These are generally at the end of the carriage. If you're able to vacate that for someone who may need your seat more than you, that would be a wonderful thing to do, folks. And again, we are really sorry for the current level of passengers on our journey today. One last thing before I go, folks, just a reminder that we do have short platforms on this station today, on this journey rather. We have a rather long train and some rather short platforms. If you're going to Slaithwaite or Marsden, for Slaithwaite or Marsden, please be in coaches A for Alpha, B for Bravo and C for Charlie for Slaithwaite and Marsden. If you're going to Greenfield or Mossley, it's the front 4 coaches. So if you're in a standard class coach, you're absolutely fine for Greenfield and for Mossley. All other stations on our journey will accommodate the full length of the train today, folks. Again, this is your 1606 service for Manchester Piccadilly.
Many free car 185s. Also on board a Nova free set that's actually running. What kind of alternate reality am I living in? this is the new White Rose station. That will eventually replace Morley. Morley. Actually, White Rose is going to replace Cottingley. Either Cottingley or Morley.
Good afternoon, folks. Conductor speaking again. Just like to apologise, it is getting in touch while I'm on board. I am aware of this. It is a trend through the train. Unfortunately, due to the number of passengers on board with us today, the air conditioning can only work so effectively. So hopefully, as we start to drop off your passengers at their chosen destination, the temperatures in each of the coaches will start to cool down. I will ring our maintenance control team as they can remotely try and reset any of the defective systems. But look, the train management system, the computer that controls everything, seems that all the air conditioning is working as best it can. It's just obviously got a bit of a challenge keeping ourselves cool because there's such a large number of passengers on board. So normally I try and direct you to another coach where I can, but unfortunately it is the same throughout the train, and we'll do our best to monitor and rectify this as we continue with today's journey. Once more, apologies for the busy nature of the service.
Good thing I upgraded to first class earlier on. Better than nothing, I suppose. Car 185, I thought they would all be on their own, free carriages.
Folks, we're just approaching a bit of a bump in the track. If you are standing up, please hold on tight. So if you are currently standing, please try and use one of the handrails provided, as there is a bit of a bump as we pass through the next station. Please hold on tight, folks, as we pass through our next station. Thank you.
Train calls at Dewsbury, Huddersfield, Slaithwaite, Marsden, Greenfield, Mossley, Stalybridge and Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop will be Dewsbury.
We'll shortly be arriving at Dewsbury. If you're leaving the train, take a moment to check you have everything with you. Don't...
Once again, folks, we're now on the arrival into Dewsbury. Dewsbury will be the next station stop. Doors will open on the left-hand side once more. If your left and right aren't your strongest, folks, that's the same side they open at our previous station. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge, and do make sure you take everything with you. Again, my sincere apologies for the busy nature of the service. Hope yourselves have a good evening, folks, and a wonderful weekend. And once more, our next station stop will be Dewsbury. Apologies for the very busy nature of our service today. We do hope to see you all on board again soon, and hopefully we can provide a far better service for you than the one you may have experienced today. There are a number of projects underway to try and improve things, folks, but these will take a little bit of time to come into effect. But this, folks, is Dewsbury, our next station stop.
This is Dewsbury. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop for this service will be Huddersfield.
Your attention please on platform 1. We're sorry to announce that the 1618 Transpennine Express service to Scarborough has been cancelled. This is due to a short notice change to the timetable. Customers are advised that they may be entitled to compensation for this disruption today. Looks like some people are trying to come into first class.
Is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. This service will be calling at Huddersfield, Slaithwaite, Marsden, Greenfield, Mossley, Stalybridge and Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop will be Huddersfield.
You already have flights?
Someone thought this was standard, so they've just walked out, wandered out. As of today, I've been on all train operating companies in the UK apart from cross country and Hull trains. Also did Avanti West Coast when it was Virgin trains. Thameslink and Great Northern when they were First Capital Connect.
Folks, again, if you are standing, unless Network Rail have done their magic and actually fixed the geometry of the railway, there may be a bump as we pass through the next station. They clearly proved me wrong as I passed through Batley, but if you are standing, just to be safe, folks, if you can grab hold of a handrail, please do so. It may be a touch rough as we pass through the next station. They may prove me wrong again, they may have done some track work and smoothed it out, but just to be safe, folks, if you are standing, please hold on tight, just in case we have a bit of a bump as we pass through Mirfield today. Yeah, thank you for bearing with us. As soon as I can, folks, I will walk through the train. If you have any questions, do feel free to ask.
Also did London North Western Railway when it was London Midland. And South Western Railway when it was South West Trains. Won't be long till we arrive into Huddersfield. Due to short platforms, passengers for Slaithwaite and Greenfield should be in the front. 3 carriages, passengers for Mossley and Marsden. Nope, I've got it wrong again. I think I'll wait until the guard announces it. Short platforms.
Halifax, Lowmore and Bradford interchange.
and Sheffield. All stations to Sheffield. It's
Chicken.
platform number 2 for the 17 coach club. Believe us here, thank you for bearing with us, folks. We do wish you all a very wonderful weekend. Thank you for travelling with Transpennine Express. Our next call-in point very shortly will indeed be Huddersfield. Huddersfield, the next station stop.
Was it this vision?
Yep, 152.71 is about to depart for Bradford Interchange.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
152.70 and 152.69 are still on loan to Transport for Wales, fortunately, meaning that anyone travelling with Transport for Wales will have a small chance of suffering with a Northern 150.
This is Huddersfield. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop for this service will be Slaithwaite.
Short platform, so
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome aboard to passengers joining us at Huddersfield on this C1627 Transpennine Express service for Manchester Piccadilly. Our next calling point will be Slaithwaite in a few minutes' time. Please note that Slaithwaite has a short platform. You need to be in the front 3 carriages of this 5-carriage train in order to safely reach the platform at Slaithwaite. These are carriages listed A for Alpha, B for Bravo and C for Charlie, the front 3 coaches if you wish to get off the train at Slaithwaite. That also applies to Marsden, the station after that. So if you require Slaithwaite or Marsden, please make sure you're in coaches A for Alpha, B for Bravo and C for Charlie. You will find the coach letters on the coach layout guides in the vestibule areas near the train doors, and you'll also see them scrolling on the information screens at the end of each carriage. So once more, folks, if you wish to leave us at Slaithwaite or Marsden, please move forward into at least coach C for Charlie due to the short platform at our next 2 stations. Thank you.
Hello, bro. Which beer? Okay, I'll ask you when I shut up. अरे शादी कर सोचा वकील शादी कर अरे मगो mercado magो wa ala magो के وين بمينا مगो مكانه خداش كده تلفنا تاك ما تسوي تعمل أبي وانا para donde quiero مكانه آتش کرد در طرف این عوام که مدرسه بله والا سوزه که هیچ هم در خنه سوزه که هیچ هم در خستانه
We'll shortly be arriving at Slaithwaite.
While leaving the train, take a moment to check you have everything with you.
Once again, folks, this is Slaithwaite. If you're wishing to leave us here, do make sure you're in the front three coaches. Coaches A for Alpha, B for Bravo, and C for Charlie. When leaving us here this evening, do mind the larger than normal gap between the train and the platform's edge, and please do be sure to take all of your personal belongings with you. Apologies for the very busy nature of the service. Whatever you may be up to, folks, have a very good weekend, and thank you for bearing with us. Now arriving into Slaithwaite. Please make sure if you're wishing to leave us here, you're in coaches A for Alpha, B for Bravo, or C for Charlie, due to the short platform.
It's a slow 185 going to Huddersfield only.
This is Slaithwaite. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop for this service will be Marsden.
Oh yeah, thanks. That's it. Nearly falling asleep. Again.
folks should be absolutely fine to safely leave the train. Coaches A for Alpha, B for Bravo and C for Charlie. We also have short platforms this afternoon at both Greenfield and Marsden. If you're going to Greenfield or Marsden, again, if you're aiming for coaches A, B and C, you'll be spot on, folks. But you'll also be fine in coach D for Delta if you're going to Greenfield or Marsden. But right now, folks, apologies, Greenfield and Mossley rather. If you're getting off the train at Marsden, folks, will be there very shortly. Do make sure you've got all of your personal belongings with you, and please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. Your next calling point very shortly will be Marsden, folks. Yeah, thank you for travelling with Transpennine Express this evening. Coaches A for Alpha, B for Bravo and C for Charlie to safely reach the platform at Marsden today.
Take part in the consultation on closing ticket offices and firing multiple hundreds of staff. There, fixed it for you. We're approaching Marsden, where only the front four carriages, standard class, will open. Bit strange out on Transpennine Express, the only disabled toilets with baby changing facilities are in first class. On the 185s it's outside first class, so beyond the first class area, with lots of tip-up seats.
This is Marsden. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop for this service will be Greenfield.
Transpennine Express service for Manchester Piccadilly. Our next calling point will be Greenfield, followed by Mossley. If you wish to leave us at Greenfield or Mossley, do make sure you're in any of the standard class coaches. Coaches lettered A for Alpha, B for Bravo, C for Charlie and D for Delta. It's the front four coaches, any of standard class if you wish to leave us at our next stop. Greenfield and also at Mossley. Stalybridge will accommodate the full depth of the train on the platform, and also Manchester Piccadilly is the same case.
Well, that was a long tunnel between Marsden and Greenfield. We'll do the same. We'll have to go through it again. I'm doing Liverpool Lime Street to Hull, Liverpool Lime Street to Newcastle, Manchester Piccadilly to Huddersfield, Manchester Piccadilly to Newcastle, or even Manchester Airport to Saltburn. The West Coast Main Line Transpennine Express service should be Manchester Airport to Edinburgh, Manchester Airport to Glasgow Central, or Glasgow Central to Liverpool Lime Street. Don't think I'll be able to do Liverpool Lime Street to Glasgow Central, the northbound service, because it arrives into...
We'll shortly be arriving at Greenfield.
Shame that Cross Country are getting rid of all their HSTs in September with nothing to replace them. Same with how Southern got rid of their 313s and 455s with no proper replacement. A proper replacement means like ordering new trains, such as how Merseyrail are replacing their Class 507s and 508s with brand new state-of-the-art Class 777s.
This is Greenfield. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop for this service will be Mossley.
Currently, we're still at Greenfield. The displays think that we're at Greenfield. Oh, now it's changed. It says this train calls at Mossley, Stalybridge and Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop will be Mossley. Welcome to this Transpennine Express. Northern or any other operator, Northern only or any other operator tickets not valid. Unless there was more than one service cancelled at the same time, which is rare.
We'll shortly be arriving at Mossley.
Ulleskelf to Mossley will be the next station. This service, if you're leaving the train here, do mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. Do ask you to take all of your personal belongings with you. Thank you for travelling with Transpennine Express this evening. Update for everybody on board, we are running approximately 5 minutes late to this moment in time. Just as we've struggled to get everybody on and off the train safely at each of our stations. We are changing for another train at Manchester Piccadilly and we'll let you know your plans numbers when we get in touch. But for now folks, we're arriving into our next station stop of Mossley. Mossley will be the next station stop. Thank you.
This is Mossley. This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop for this service will be Stalybridge.
şey onun için geldi.
We'll shortly be arriving at Stalybridge. If you're leaving the train, take a moment to check you have everything with you.
We're approaching our penultimate stop, Stalybridge. Change here for Manchester, Victoria, Wigan and Southport. Translation.
Now arriving into Stalybridge, if you need to see the doors will be opening on the right hand side of directional travel. Please mind the gap between the train and the bridge. With a large item luggage push chair and bicycle, please make your way towards the very rear of the train where the doors are provided.
Time to get ready.
Thank you for travelling with Transpennine Express this afternoon. You may come to do have me for the afternoon. I will say, folks, if you were due to be changing here 4 stations to Southport, please do not do so. Service for Southport from Stalybridge has unfortunately been cancelled. You stay on board bus to Manchester Piccadilly and change there for Southport. But this, folks, right now we're arriving into Stalybridge. Stalybridge, the next station stop.
Platform 3 for the 17:13 Transpennine Express service to Huddersfield. Calling at Mossley, Greenfield, Marsden, Slaithwaite and Huddersfield. This train has 3 coaches. Please be aware that tickets marked Northern only are not valid on this train.
This is a Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly.
Your attention, please. We are sorry to announce that we're sorry to announce that the 17:52 Northern service to Southport has been cancelled. This is due to a short notice change to the timetable. So we now run non-stop from Stalybridge to Manchester Piccadilly. Supposed to be there in about 15 minutes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to passengers joining us at Stalybridge. This is the 16:54 Transpennine Express service to Manchester Piccadilly. Arrival time into Manchester Piccadilly is approximately 10 minutes past 5. For those of you changing for other destinations, there'll be an announcement a little closer to Piccadilly to let you know the onboard connection platforms. For those of you who are travelling towards Liverpool Lime Street, if you're due to be going to use the locos or Liverpool Lime Street, it's most likely that your service will be departing from platform number 14 today. We have ticket acceptance in place with Northern and East Midlands Railway, so you can use those services as well as our own services. For onward connections towards Liverpool, you're travelling towards Manchester Airport, line sharing these services to platform 13. You can also change there from Euston Station to Mirfield Street, Hampton, right the way down the south coast. I'll let you know platform numbers when we get in touch nearer. Like I say, particularly if you go to Liverpool, we do have ticket acceptance in place with Northern and East Midlands Railway, so you will be able to make use of their services when they are available. I'll let you know platform numbers when we do get in touch nearer. To Piccadilly at around 10 past 5.
I wonder if ticket acceptance is in place with Avanti West Coast. If you're travelling to Scotland, so from Glasgow and Edinburgh to Wigan, Liverpool or Manchester, you could use Avanti West Coast from Glasgow or Edinburgh to Preston or Wigan, change at Preston for a northern service to Liverpool or Manchester. Lots of trailers over here. Not going anywhere for now. Can't wait until the Transpennine route is eventually electrified.
So I don't like, I prefer these to an 802s. I actively hate 802s because they tell people to move backwards. Like Gavin is driving this, his name's Frank Joyce, who's they're coming from like, yeah, now Thomas. Someone since I walked onto this and I looked at the drivers and I'm like, oh god, Gavin and the suicide female. Oh yeah. He walked in and was like, I'm your gardener.
Hello, Guide Bridge. There's a 150 to Rosehill Marple, 150 110. Typical northern 150 with 2 carriages. We'll soon be arriving at our final stop, Manchester Piccadilly. Change for Manchester Metrolink and also services to Stockport, Chester, Wilmslow, Crewe, Stoke-on-Trent, London, Sheffield, Warrington, Liverpool, North Wales, Shrewsbury, Hereford, Newport, Cardiff and South Wales.
So you go to the door and it's always
Also to Wigan, Preston, Blackpool, Oxenholme, Penrith, Carlisle and Scotland, specifically Glasgow and Edinburgh. We're nowhere near Manchester Piccadilly yet.
I was getting excited because so they DRS agreed to send 68.7. And they had it one more day, but then they fixed it. So I never worked 17. Which is annoying because 17 was the first one I ever saw. 17 was the first one I ever seen. That was
Gorton has very small departure screens. Just noticed. How to access the platform areas at Manchester Piccadilly. Just buy a ticket to somewhere, probably to Stockport. If you want to go cheap. And just look at a couple of trains there on the platform at Manchester Piccadilly. There's a 323. Ashburys.
Here we are.
Final bit. Yay! Yeah, Manchester Piccadilly. Thankfully journey time wasn't 6 hours from Milford Haven in Wales, or from Carmarthen. Carmarthen's about 5 hours 45 minutes.
Good evening, everybody. Conductor speaking. We're now on our approach to our final destination. This is Manchester Piccadilly. Manchester Piccadilly is our next final stop. We have been routed into platform number 1 today, which means the doors will open on the right-hand side in the direction of travel. That's the same side they opened at our previous station. If you're changing between trains here, you have large items, luggage, pushchairs and bicycles. Step-free access is towards the front of the train. Through the ticket gates and along the concourse. If you are able to navigate the stairs, folks, there is a staircase between platforms towards the rear of the train as we arrive at the station. For onward connections, we have a wide variety of destinations for you today, folks. Your next departure towards Manchester Airport. There is a 1718 Northern service from platform 13 for Manchester Airport. Stations down towards Reading via Stockport, Stafford, Wolverhampton, Birmingham, Leamington Spa, Banbury and Oxford. Stations to Reading, platform number 4 for the 1725 Reading service. Unfortunately, the 1730 service to Cardiff Central has been cancelled. That train today is starting from Crewe due to earlier congestion caused by a broken down train. So the 1730 to Cardiff. Do speak to a member of station staff for guidance on your next available service. If you were due to be going on the 1721 to Carlisle, that train is unfortunately starting from Preston today. So if you're travelling towards Lancaster, Oxenholme, Penrith for the North Lakes, Carlisle and stations towards Glasgow, would recommend you board the 1733 Blackpool North service, platform 14 for the Blackpool North train, and change at Preston. And on that note, for Malton, Preston, Bookshaw Parkway and Blackpool North, all stations to Blackpool, platform at 14 and 1733. Your 1735 to London Euston will be departing from platform number 7 for London today, and for Liverpool Lime Street via Liverpool South Parkway and Warrington. Liverpool Lime Street platform 14 for your East Midlands Railway service today. If anybody requires new to Willows or Lee Green, do listen out. The scores on the doors for that train are: next departure for New Willows and Lee Green, platform 14 and 1754. If you have any doubts about your connection, do speak to a member of the station team. Do wish you all a very safe and pleasant onward journey, whatever you may be up to in Manchester. Enjoy yourselves, folks. Have a wonderful evening and a great weekend. This is Manchester Piccadilly, our final destination. All change, please. All change.
So I'll do a walkthrough of the train if possible as soon as we arrive into Manchester. I'm sorry, I'm just going to...
Not letting you a chance, are you?
Yes.
Yeah, good to meet you. Hope you enjoyed the trip.
Yes.
going back or just the one way?
I'm going to Hadfield with Northern.
Ooh, lovely. Enjoy. Have a good evening, mate.
I'll just walk through the train as soon as we arrive. Then I'll get off as soon as I get into coach A. I'll just wait for everyone to leave first, then I'll walk to the front, the very front if possible. Maybe I'll get booted off so they can clean the train.
This is Manchester Piccadilly, where this service terminates. Before leaving the train, take a moment to check you have everything with you. Don't forget any bags or cases in the luggage racks or under seats, and retain your tickets as they may be required at this particular station. Thank you for travelling with Transpennine Express.
So I never managed to do anything sort of more route last night, Sheffield to Liverpool. Well, I've been up, working it out.
If I was to do an overthrow again, I'd definitely sit by the locomotive. Well, there's a button you need to press in order to keep the sliding door open. It's not automatic, unlike the Nova 1 or Azuma Paragon IET. Sorry. There's a solo seat, the only solo seat in coach D is seat 1. '69, it's a nice seat, and coach C is a window seat. Sorry, can I go through? Seat 1 in coach C is also a solo seat. This is the bicycle space in coach B. Via Birmingham New Street. Seat 65 in coach B is a solo seat. This one's going to Scarborough.
Right, okay, cheers.
It's going to Stalybridge, Huddersfield, Dewsbury, Leeds, York, Malton, Seymour and Scarborough.
Halifax, welcome aboard. Conductor speaking. This is your North 13 departure to Scarborough. Service calls at Stalybridge, Mossley, Greenfield, Marsden. Forward to Slaithwaite, Huddersfield, Dewsbury, Leeds, the sun-kissed shores of Crossgates, York, Malton, Seymour and Scarborough.
And that's it for the wonderful journey with Transpennine Express today from Scarborough to Manchester Piccadilly on board this Nova 3 set. Let's have a look at the locomotive before you wrap it up. 68030 Black Douglas is the locomotive. That's it, see you next time.